Planet Dolan. From failed genetic experiments in kids' games to anti-American propaganda, we count 15 of the most outrageously interesting game theories the internet has ever come up with. How's it going? I'm Danger Dolan. I'm here to decipher some random things I found on the internet the other day that I think you might be interested in.
Number 10.
So in Pokemon, you find out that Mewtwo is actually the spliced DNA replicant of the legendary Pokemon Mew. So you would assume that in that process they might have buggered it up a few times and produced some interesting results. So there is some evidence that points to the Pokemon Ditto actually being a failed Mew experiment, such as the fact that they weigh the same, they have a very similar color palette, they both lack gender, and most importantly, Mew contains the DNA of every Pokemon around, and Ditto can transform into any Pokemon. Spooky!
Number 9.
So all you need is someone to point out the fact that Super Mario Bros. 3 kinda looks like a stage play, and suddenly every time you play it, you think about that a little bit more. I mean, first screen that pops up is a curtain opening, all the blocks, they look like they're bolted onto the background for some reason, and two of the power-ups in the game are just flat out costumes that look like they came from a school play. So the theory that Super Mario Bros. 3 was all an act, it's been around on the internet for a long time, but guess what? Miyamoto, the creator of Mario himself, came out in 2015 and said, "Yo, guess what, fools? Super Mario Bros. 3 was all an act. It was basically a dream, just like in Super Mario Bros. 2. Typical Miyamoto."
Number 8.
Mass Effect 3, A Tale of Mind Control. So you'll remember the amazing, unbelievably cool ending that was in Mass Effect 3 that everyone enjoyed quite a little bit? Well, guess what? People were so put off by that they came up with their own goddamn ending. So basically the idea is that Shepard was being mind controlled throughout the whole series. And at the end, what happens is all in Shepard's mind. The game itself constantly talks about indoctrination as being an inevitable consequence of long-term exposure to Reapers, with many life forms, including humans, being shown in the game. But this theory was constructed because the ending of the series just doesn't quite add up to anything decent. Namely, the choice where everyone basically gets turned into Reapers being portrayed as the good option, and the fact that the laws of physics seem to just go out the window.
Number 7.
Donkey Kong Country is anti-American propaganda. This one, it's pretty cool. It's interesting, but it's also ridiculous. So K. Rool and his Crocs are represented as the American army, and they're out for power. After all, Crocs are carnivores, they don't eat bananas, so they stole the bananas for economic reasons. Dispute that! You can't, can ya? Sorry. Why use bananas? Well, the US fought in the Caribbean in what some historians call the Banana Wars. Get it? This is because the Americans gained power over tobacco, banana, and sugarcane production, which gave them great economic wealth. So how is it anti-American, you ask? Well, considering the rotund appearance and malicious nature of K. Rool and his oil-ridden levels, the connection is there. It's clearly not Uncle Sam approved.
Number 6.
There's a lot of questioning over Birdo's gender from Super Mario Bros. 2. I mean, at first, it seems to be a girl since it shoots eggs and is pink, but some manuals say that it's a boy, but that it might just be sexually confused? So that settles it, right? Well, no, since other manuals just say he's a girl. So there's a lot of mixed messages going on. Is this just a weird case where it was designed as a girl but was changed to a guy in drag to make it more acceptable to beat up? Like what happened with Poison from Final Fight. Is Birdo a transgender? We may never know, but I think it's an important issue that we should definitely resolve.
Number 5.
If there was ever a love that could never be consummated, like logistically, logically, physically consummated, this is certainly one of them. And it's that Navi, that little blue flying fairy thing, loves Link. Despite seeming weird, this one has a solid footing. For instance, in the non-canonical manga, Navi shouts, "Link, I love you. So this got people thinking, of course. There wasn't much other evidence to prove it. So that's all we got to go on. But hey, that's a pretty solid start. But then, guess what? The almighty Miyamoto himself said that Navi is jealous of Princess Zelda and has feelings for Link, which surprisingly confirms it. And the theory goes even deeper than that. Fans say that this is why Navi left Link between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Makes sense when you think about it. You know, when you break up with someone, you just want to be alone for a while, you get a little bit jealous and stuff, but then you realize you're a fucking fairy! You can't do anything, you can't act on it, it's ridiculous, what are you doing?
Number 4.
Children's corpses in animatronic suits. Of course I'm talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. What were you talking about? Love it or hate it, or have an impassioned indifference about this game series, you can't go past the fan theories, and this one's a doozy. The reasons as to why the animatronic suits in FNAF are killing machines is left in the air, but one theory is that they contain the fetid corpses of dead children. In Universe, 5 children were reported to go missing in the restaurant, and according to the police, they were lured into the back room by a man disguised as one of the mascots and murdered, but the bodies were never found. Not only that, but there are actually complaints about disgusting smells coming from animatronic animals. So guys, next time you don't have a shower, clearly you've been smothered in the blood of a deceased child, and you are an evil animatronic suit pretending to be a human. That's the only logical alternative.
Number 3.
The intro to Super Smash Bros. On the 64 pretty clearly establishes the entire game is based around someone playing with toys. Toy Story, which makes sense, since a lot of kids pretend to fight with their toys by bashing them into one another and having one dramatically fly off. Toy Story! So it makes sense that the toys turned into statues in the next game since the kid has grown up. Then we get Taboo from Brawl, who probably represents the social taboo of adults embracing childish things, like statues of game characters and games in general. Lastly, we have the Master Core from Super Smash Bros. 4, who strangely just kinda gives up at the end and lets you beat him to death, naturally. The theory is that the Master Hands and Master Core are representing Sakurai, the guy who made the series, who at this core has laid down and given up in the realm of the game. He knows that the series will drive him mad, but he has to continue it or let someone else be Master Hand.
Number 2.
So obviously the world of Minecraft doesn't really have a self-consistent science behind it all. I mean, the moon and sun both seem to orbit the earth, which is all pretty much impossible for any scientific universe. And also everything is made of blocks, which pretty much gives away that this isn't a hyper-realistic simulation of the real world. But one theory about the moon and the sun orbiting the earth has an answer that's just crazy enough to work. Basically, the Minecraft sun died, so the people in the world converted it into a planet using the star's dense core of metals, which always builds up at the end of a star's life, and then ignited their own planet to make a smaller sun. This is all still ridiculous in our universe, but it certainly makes a weird kind of sense. A star that was converted into a planet would definitely feel unending to those that didn't know any better.
Number 1.
Chell's mother. So it was made apparent that Chell was a child of an Aperture Science employee, since her potato from the Bring Your Child to Work Day event is right there in Portal 2. So led people to wonder if her parents were significant. Well, her adopted parents, since this was made clear by GLaDOS. Some people think that her parents were Caroline and Cave Johnson, aka GLaDOS, and Lemon Man. It makes some sense. Why else would Chell succeed where all others couldn't? GLaDOS held back even if it was unintentional. Also, the song at the end of Portal 2 seemed to talk about a mother saying goodbye to her daughter. And lastly, there's a little girl in the background of the painting of Caroline and Cave. Double spooky! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the countdown. It's actually going to be the last gaming related one we do for a little while. If you couldn't already tell, we've had some trouble trying to come up with some new topics. We've done quite a few over the last couple of years or however long it's been. So rather than produce videos that are just a reduced quality and stuff you're not super interested in, we're just gonna take a break and try some different things. What we're doing now is we're actually releasing some more gameplay related videos. we're putting in a lot of effort into making them, you know, pretty cool. We really want to make something that you guys enjoy and that we're proud of as well. So I hope you stick around for that. But thank you for all the subscribers and all the viewers who've stuck around for a little bit of time. I really appreciate it, even if I'm not super vocal 24/7 about it or anything like that. But anyway, have a good one.